Welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Scoop Coaches Show. Joining me is my right-hand man, Ted Hammond.
Mr. Right Hand.
Right off the golf course.
Yep. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Except for that wind. Everything else has been just great, other than the fact we had to play St. Peter the first match. We started off on Tuesday this week. We had a match with St. Peter, boys and girls, and we lost both, unfortunately, and we're at home, unfortunately. We didn't golf real well. The boys usually give them overall grade after a match, and I gave them a D. And I gave the girls a C. The girls lost by 13, and the boys lost by 1. And we're at home, and you'd think, one stroke and the
home court advantage is important in golf.
It really is. It is big time. And it was really basically the first nice day, other than being a little windy and a little chilly. But it was the best day we've had all spring to go out. And we packed up real well with the guys. We had 2 46s, 2 47s, and a 48, which is good, but we need to pack up lower than that.
Yes.
And we weren't even bogey. And then the two top scorers, unfortunately, were my younger kids. Okay, we had a little kid, 7th grader named Griffin Seifert. He had a 46, and we had a Gabe Stays, who last year wasn't able to play because he had a bad wrist. And he came through with both of them with 46s. Medalist was a little freshman kid from St. Peter named Dulce, the coach's son. He had a 42, and that was probably the difference. But that one stroke, when all is said and done, you only have to win by 1. Well, we end up losing by 1 for the boys. And the girls St. Peter team is really tough. They took second in the Big 12 last year in the tournament, and they got 3 of those girls back. So they had 2 of them go below 50. We had 2 girls go below 50, Crystal Caribou and Sydney O'Brien. Sydney, congratulations to her, tip of the hat. She just signed her letter of intent on Friday for Southwest State. She's going to go down there and play golf next year, and her scores are going to come down, I'm sure, once we get some nice weather. We'll see her in the low 40s. So it wasn't a good day as far as that, but the best news was on the JV team. Our JV team won, but we had a little 8th grader, Sam O'Brien, comes in with a 41, and Andrew Kaiser comes in with a 43. He's first time out for golf this year as a sophomore. So if I had one of those 2 guys in the varsity, we would have won the match. But he had no idea what they're going to shoot. So we moved little O'Brien back up to the varsity for the next match on Thursday. Thursday we had Janesville came over. Janesville's got 3 really good golfers, but they struggle for a 4th one. If they had a 4th one, they'd really be tough. So we were behind after the first 3 were in for both teams. And then here comes this little O'Brien comes in again. And we had another little kid. Kaiser came through, and so the guys that moved up into the varsity, they came through at a big time. So in the JV, or for the JWP, Weber, Andrew shot a 47 the first day.
I was going to say, where was long hitter
Well,
Andrew?
that's why I didn't bring him up, okay? The wind was kind of a factor for his driver, so he kind of put that shelved a little bit. So he shot a 38 on Thursday, and Zach Monhagen from Janesville, he's a tough golfer. And so the 2 of those are tied going into the last hole. And Andrew chipped in for birdie, and Monhagen bogeyed it. So we took him out. It was basically 172, 182. So we lowered our scores by 14 strokes, which is really good. But we were at home, like I said. So we ended up winning that match. Nate Schmitz for JWP came through with a 42. And then we had, a 43 from Sam O'Brien again. And then we had Griffin Seifert with a 46 and Gabe Stace with a 45. So we're missing Nick Rawling. And hopefully he came through the weekend with that hockey tournament over at Shattuck, not unscathed, because last time he came back from the hockey tournament, he had a broken wrist. So his probably, we're going to go to Faribault tomorrow. We got a big tournament there, boys and girls. And we're going to go out and see against 10 teams how we can do. It's 18 holes, so we try to get as many 18 holes as we can before we end out into the section play. Girls had an incomplete team from JWP, so our girls won just by basically forfeit. So all in all, it was a good week as far as we split 1-1, but we're at home, like we said. We need to do better when we protect our home turf. We got matches this Friday now. The boys will be playing again at Faribault and the Country Club again, but it's just a dual meet. The girls won't play until a week from Monday. And we have New Ulm come to town, and New Ulm's always the guru for our conference, so the old South Central. So we want to take them out and see how we can really shoot. But with these younger guys coming up, in the nice weather, we should see our scores go down, and we want to just kind of pack together and have a couple guys go low, and we should be just fine. That's it.
You and JWP are both in that Faribault tournament, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
NRHEG, Brad Ritt's team, have you heard anything about them?
I've heard
I don't
nothing.
know if they've played yet. So.
Nothing in the paper, nothing, I don't know.
I know they're scheduled tomorrow to go to the Ridges in Jordan.
Jeez. Yeah, well, that's for our state tournament for Double A, that's where we go.
Yep, so good luck to them. The track teams, I'm going to plead not enough time to handle all the results because they come flying in from Andy and they come flying in from New Richland, and I just can't process them all, Teddy. So
you need a secretary.
Yeah, I do know New Richland did hold a home meet on Tuesday, and I think the girls won and the boys were second.
Yeah.
The rest of the track schools, I've seen no results from Waseca either as well. So with the weather, you never know. Sometimes they have 3 in a week. Sometimes they have none. So I can tell you that Waseca will be Tuesday at Fairmont in their next action. The NRHE team has a home meet on Thursday, and Friday goes to USC. The WEM track team is Monday at Triton for an invite, and the JWP track team is Tuesday at Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial. So,
I did see some results from JWP. Coach Kehoe was in the paper, and I think they took second in a meet over in the indoor at Mankato State. But and for them, usually they go against East and these other schools.
And their problem is the lack of depth, of course.
Right. Well, they had a little Janicki kid switch from baseball to track, so he's an athlete. We'll see how he does.
The tennis team, Kyle Collins' crew, in Kyle's own words, will be battling for a win this year because I think Kyle has 4 8th graders and a 7th grader in his top 10 lineup. They lost to New Prague 6-1. They lost to Otana 7-0, and they lost to Redwood Valley 5-2 during the week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, 7th and 8th grader going against juniors and seniors. So they'll get a year of experience and hopefully come back strong next year.
Yep. What's the best thing about a 7th grader? Next thing he's an 8th grader.
That's right.
Yep.
Tuesday, Kyle and the Tennis Blue Jays will be at Mankato West in a match. The softball teams we look at in the area, JWP 1-1 the last I saw, Teddy. They defeated USC 9-6 during the week, and they will be at Cleveland tomorrow.
Clippers.
I saw they had a different gal pitching against USC, so maybe they're maybe Lenny's discovering a little pitching depth.
Well, who was it? I can't remember her name. I saw it in the paper.
I did too.
But Storjahan? No, it wasn't that. Maybe it was. Anyhow, it was. It's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're competitive. A lot better than they have been in previous years.
And USC is normally respectable.
They had a good basketball team.
Yep.
Usually those girls will go back in the spring.
NRHEG, Wendy Schultz's crew, that might be the early season surprise. They defeated Waterville Elysian Morristown 22-3 and defeated Blooming Prairie 9-2. And both those teams are usually in the upper half of the Gopher Conference. And Wendy's crew is really scoring a lot of runs to start the season.
Did you see what she accomplished?
What did she accomplish? 100?
200.
200 wins. Well, congrats to Wendy.
And not to demean that, but all I thought about was Jim Sensky. From New Ulm coach. How many did he end up over 600 wins? And I'm thinking, that's got to be like 20 years. You had to win 30 games, or 25 games in 20, whatever. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So 200, our hats off to you, Wendy, but 600.
I think Wendy's stepped down twice and been asked to come back because no one else wants to take it. So hang with it, Wendy. You're still racking them up. The Panthers will play Monday against Medford at home.
And hi to Dave Lundberg and the family, because their little daughter's the pitcher.
Anna's the chief pitcher, yep. WEM, Crystal Lamont's crew won their first 2 games of the year, lost 3 games last week. They, of course, lost to NR with the big score on Monday. They lost to Faribault BA 8-7, and they lost to Belle Plaine, who's supposed to be quite good in softball this year, 15-2. So they are 2-3 this season. They will play Monday at Blooming Prairie.
I'm curious that maybe you don't know this, but Katie Von Holtum, she's married now. She coaches at Belle Plaine.
Okay.
And who used to be the AD or the AD now at Belle Plaine? Used to be Coach Mindy. Okay.
Yep. Mindy Sparby.
Yep. So I'm wondering if Katie Von Holtum, she's a heck of a softball player. If she's coaching anywhere in the system, they got themselves a honey of a coach.
Yep, you bet. And the Waseca Blue Jays, Melissa Cox, they had only a doubleheader against Marshall. at home. Lucky them, didn't have to make
Only,
a trip.
yeah.
They lost to Marshall 9-2 and 3-1 in the doubleheader, and they are 0-3 for the year as well. They will play Monday tomorrow at Jordan.
Okay.
So that's our softball teams.
All righty, ready. I got any lacrosse?
No lacrosse.
Okay, we don't have lacrosse. Okay.
Baseball teams in the area. JWP 1-2 start. They lost to Loyola 5-1. I see Loyola's undefeated to start the year early, and then they bounced back and defeated USC 2-1. And who was the big name? Was it Walker Miller?
Yep.
Threw a one-hitter or something against USC.
Walker's an athlete.
Drove in both runs.
He was my little quick guard that had come off the bench for us, and he'd give you everything he had. Just a hustler, scrapper, loves sports. He's a three-sports athlete over there, and yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But Tommy Gannon, I'm just glad to see him pitching because with that broken ankle, that was bad.
The Bulldogs will play Tuesday at Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial in their next outing. NRHEG, the Panthers off to a rough start, 0-4 to start the season. They lost to WEM 15-5. They lost to Maple River 6-0, and then they lost to Albert Lee 7-6. And Albert Lee's pretty good in baseball, so maybe things are turning around. Monday they will play Medford at home.
Okay.
The WEM Buccaneers off to a 2-2 start. They defeated the NRHEG, as we mentioned, and they lost to Fairville BA 11-10 in a heartbreaker. They will play at Blooming Prairie on Monday. And I suppose I can't ignore it completely, but the Waseca Blue Jays are off to an 0-3 start.
Who is the coach there?
Joel Hayford.
Yeah, he's not here, I noticed.
Who's the assistant?
Joel Hayford. We lost our opener on Thursday to LeSueur 15-7, and Ted, I got to tell you.
Did they go for two?
I got to tell you. We're a team that's probably not going to score a lot of runs. We knew that going in. We thought pitching would be our strong point. So the scenario, you couldn't have drawn it up more perfect. We score 6 runs in the top of the first.
Okay.
We're playing a Class 2A school, smaller than us. They're 0-2, and we have our ace, Eric Moss, on the hill.
Okay.
I mean, I was already almost ready to pull out the rocker and sit back and say, this isn't so tough.
And take out the paper, yeah.
We lost 15-7. Eric Moss could not find the strike zone. They scored 5 in the bottom of the first to get right back in it. And our bats just went more the way we thought they would go after the first inning. Okay, fine. You have one bad outing. That's understandable. So Friday night we have to hop on the bus and head to Marshall, which is a 2.5-hour cruise on a bus.
Anybody throw up on the bus?
No one threw
Well,
up.
that's happened to me, so you had a good trip, okay?
Jake Walters did pick out Creed as our movie going down.
Okay.
Fun movie to watch.
Better than Dumb and Dumber. Yep. Okay.
And Marshall, of course, is 6th-ranked team in the state. Good team. Lose the first game 11-10. 11-4 going into the 7th inning. We score 6 runs, have the bases loaded and 2 outs, and couldn't do any more. The second game, Marshall 23, Waseca nothing in 5 innings.
Did they kick a field goal, or what did they do?
They
Missed the extra point.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, missed 1 extra point and kept going for 2. But I got to tell you, Teddy, the first 4 hitters in Marshall's lineup, one, of course, which is Drew Himilewski, who's going to the Gophers to play football and baseball. I believe the number 3 hitter, they said, was really getting entertained by Nebraska to play baseball.
Oh, Lord.
Those 4 hitters in the 2 games were 19 for 32, scored 17 runs, and drove in 18.
Just,
Those top 4 hitters.
oh, my God. At Himilewski, I was watching him. We had football over there, and the varsity was on an adjacent field to where we were playing. And he was just practicing sideline catches going up and trying to put down his toes in bounds. All my freshman kids are watching him. Nobody's watching the football game. He is an athlete.
The kids do not like him.
No, they don't.
He is,
He's pretty cocky.
well, and he's got the old Jim Brown syndrome.
Okay.
Whenever he makes an out or does something that's not good, there's a limp,
Okay.
there's a drop
Yeah, oh, yeah,
shoulder.
yeah.
I mean, every time he makes an out. Well, the guy was 6 for 8 in 2 games, you know, so
He didn't have to do it very often.
he didn't have to limp much, but.
How about the big guy's going to sign as a lineman for the
Yeah,
Gophers?
he was their DH. Hank Hagan pitched the first game, went all the way, struck him out twice, and then the 3rd time up, the kid almost tattooed our left fielder. He hit it so hard out there. But yeah, he DH'd.
Okay, so you got beat by a good team.
Yeah, got beat by a good team. But so we're 0-3 and wondering where's that pitching that we thought would be pretty good.
Well, just tell them not to be like the Twins and wait for about a week and a half to get their first win.
The defense has struggled, and we aren't good enough to give extra outs. We had 6 errors in the first game, and you lose by 1 run. So, you see some things there, but then you see some other things that really pull you down. You've been on that path before, so you know what I'm talking about.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right. We have a 4-game week coming up, Teddy.
Yep.
Tomorrow, at Mankato East. That was supposed to be our home game. Switched to there, and plus we got thrown into a night game because they have one earlier. So we won't start till 7 o'clock there.
Is Ethan Anderson still a coach at East? Or?
I think he's at West.
He's at West? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Tuesday we play Fairmont, and that's a home game that we'll play in Otana. Thursday we had 2 New Ulm, and Friday I think we play at WEM. So
Jeez.
a 4-game week. We've scheduled about 2 or 3 home games at Otana now. We've scheduled, other than Friday, another one at Waterville. So thanks to those towns for offering their fields.
So Jennifer, get those late night suppers ready to go.
Yeah,
They're not going to be home on time.
Stop on your way home and pick up a sandwich. That's what I get, Teddy.
Or Grandpa Mike's pizza wagon.
Yeah, that's every Tuesday.
Yep.
Yep, you bet.
Okay, Grandpa Mike, we'll take any donations on that. Okay.
All right, let's move on to the college scene.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with you.
MSU baseball. Oh, by the way, we should announce, too,
Yeah.
that Wednesday, I believe, Dave St. Peter or some member of the Twins is going to be in town to make an announcement.
Whoa. An indoor.
Supposedly of a nice little donation.
Oh, an indoor, maybe a bubble on the field?
Bubble,
okay, all right.
Donate that park to the high school team.
All right.
Maybe we get the roof from the old Metrodome and put that over the...
Who knows?
Okay,
Who knows? The MSU Mavericks baseball, they had the weekend off, which is really unusual, but they did play on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday, and split with Augustana.
Augustana was undefeated.
Yes.
Yep.
They are 18-11 for the year, the Mavs, and they will play Wednesday at Upper Iowa.
Ooh.
Which we understand that Tink Larson may have to miss that game to attend this meeting with the Twins.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
So
knowing Tink, I'm sure he'll try to find an alternative method of some sort.
What's the division point between Upper Iowa and Lower Iowa?
I don't know.
Ames? I don't know. No, Diamond Joe is what? Des Moines? Okay. That sounds good.
The softball team, I know Teddy's on this, they are 33-12. They split with Winona State. And did you see what Miss Coley Reese did that game? 24 strikeouts in 10 innings. A new record for the Mavs.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Then they swept Minot State yesterday. So as we said, 33-12. Today they play at Mary in a doubleheader. And Wednesday they have Southwest State coming to town for 2.
And then Joseph on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, Mary and Joseph.
Yep.
Okay.
The Golden Gusties, the baseball team, 9-13 for the year. They split with Augsburg in the middle of the week. They lost 2 at St. John's, and I see the first game they lost in 9 innings. A kid hit a 3-run walk-off homer for St. John's in the bottom of the 9th.
Must have been that St. Johnny's bread. You ever had that stuff?
No.
Oh, it's good stuff. You ever had that, Andy?
No.
God, Joni Conway used to bring that from St. Ben's.
We just aren't men of the world like you,
Oh, my
Ted.
God. It's something to die for. Okay.
The Gusties, 9-13. They will play tomorrow at Martin Luther in a doubleheader.
Okay, Martin Luther.
The softball team, Jeff's crew, getting them going now. They're 18-8. They swept St. Mary's yesterday. Today they will play doubleheader at Concordia, and then Wednesday they have St. Catherine coming to
But
town.
Coach Annis isn't there.
Isn't he?
No.
Why? What happened?
He's overseas right now playing in the curling championship, World Curling Championship.
Oh, didn't know that.
He is the skipper of the team.
Ooh.
Okay, and they are 2-0, and they're playing, I think, Czechoslovakia today.
Oh,
That,
good for
yeah,
them.
I looked and I thought, well, how can he be winning softball games
Yeah.
when he's over there? And they say he's quite the whatever curler or whatever. What do you call those guys? You got a name for him? Sweeper. Is that? I don't know. Sweeper? Okay.
He's a skipper. That's all you need to know.
Skipper's all I
Right?
said.
I
All right.
think they call him a skipper, not a skipper.
A skipper. Come on, Andy. That Andy, he's so
Okay,
well.
yippee skippy. Let's get on with the
He's just
show.
well
Okay.
known in
Yes,
every
he is.
sport,
Yes.
doesn't he?
Well versed. Well versed.
The Mankato Bethany Vikings, 4-14 in baseball, lost twice to St. Scholastica. And I've known Ryan Craig for quite a number of years over there, and I always tease him that you just can't beat St. Scholastica. Even when his teams were good teams, they never beat St. Scholastica.
I was going to wear my Bethany shirt today, but I didn't.
Okay. They will play Wednesday against Northwestern of Roseville.
Okay.
The softball team for Bethany, 5-17 to start the year. They lost a pair against Morris, and they will play Tuesday at Crown.
You didn't say anything about the golf team from Bethany.
No, I didn't.
Because the Pedersen brothers aren't playing there anymore, that's why.
I got enough duties as is, Teddy. Don't try to increase them by giving me more teams to cover.
Well, they used to be a big recruiting draw for our kids here.
Yeah, we put a lot of golfers at Bethany.
Yes, we have.
The Golden Gophers, their 6-game winning streak came to an end in baseball yesterday. Maryland beat them. They're 1-1 in the series. Close that series today. The Gophers are now 20-11. They had a slow start, and they're doing pretty well. Next weekend they'll be at Northwestern for 3.
Okay.
The softball team, the Golden Gophers, 29-12. They've blasted Rutgers 7-1, 8-0 the first 2 games, and play that 3rd game today.
Does Rutgers have a team in any sport? I'm serious. Yeah,
Girls basketball, they're kind of good, I think.
Oh yeah, they had that Vivian Stringer.
Yep.
Okay.
Big weekend next weekend for the Gopher softball team. The Big Red of Nebraska comes to town for a 3-game series.
Oh, the Cornhuskers. Johnny Hansen. Okay, longtime teacher out of high school. He used to teach down in Nebraska, and he still bleeds red for Nebraska Red.
The Timberwolves wrapped up the year, Teddy. 29 wins, almost double of a year ago. But that wasn't good enough to keep Sam Mitchell, so they're looking for a new coach.
You see that last game? Holy crap.
I saw some of it, not all of it, yeah.
The
144 points. Where was that offense all year?
Yeah, and Carl Anthony Towns got Rookie of the Month again.
Yep.
I think, did he take every month?
He might have.
I think he swept them all. I wonder if he's going to get Rookie of the Year.
Did you see the replay film of him coming down the court on the fast break?
Hammond the ball.
Went behind the back twice, and my gosh, he's 7 foot tall and doing that. Unbelievable.
But they got some. Geez, wouldn't you love to get that job if you're a head coach?
Well, on ESPN, I did hear one night they said it's the best coaching job you can get in the NBA right now because of the youngsters, and should get another pretty good draft pick this year.
I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. Okay. No.
Any favorites?
I'd like that Thibodeau for the old Bulls coach. I think he got a raw deal with the Bulls.
I think he might be the favorite because they said Washington will nab Scotty Brooks.
Yep.
So.
Well, then you got the coach from Cleveland who got, was he like 30 and 11 or not, whatever he was, and they relieved him because LeBron didn't like him. So I don't know. But the Thibodeau, everybody they're saying that's the guy. He can take that raw talent, the young talent, and he'll really mold it into what he wants. And we'll see what happens, but it's exciting for the future.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah. The Minnesota Wild, Teddy.
Oh my Lord!
They're down 0-2.
Did you see the first goal last night?
Yes.
I've never seen anything like that in my life, folks. If you didn't watch the game last night, the ball goes off. The puck goes off the skate, comes up over the back of the goal, and there's Dubnyk standing there, and the ball lands on his. The puck lands on his back, and he tries to go against the crossbar, and the doggone puck drops in the back of the net.
And the net moved.
Yeah, and the net came off its stanchion. So it was just bad puck luck, I think they call it. And then to lose 2-1. But they played much better, but they're still missing Freese, and they're missing Vanek, and those two guys. They were the big leaders on the team during the season, and thought those two. They got Howell back. That was good.
The Wild lost 4-0, 2-1. They're down 2-0 in a best-of-7 series. Monday and Wednesday they will be at home.
And they've lost 7 in a row, the 5 of the regular season, and now the 2 in the playoffs. So it's not looking good out there for Wild fans.
And finally, Teddy has hope once again because the Twins, after starting out a record 0-9, have now bounced back to win 2 straight, and Teddy has them in the World Series already.
No, can you see this okay, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Everybody's got a special letter in the alphabet that they like, okay, and I happen to like the letter K, okay? Well, little did I know.
Kugi.
Yeah, for Kugi. And Kumkakas, okay? So I thought, how many words actually have K, and it's kind of the dominant word, okay? So I'm thinking of a breakfast cereal.
Special K.
Special K, okay. I'm thinking of a favorite honeymoon spot that's an island.
Cancun.
That starts with a C.
Guess he isn't so learned,
No.
is he?
I was going to say the Cayman Islands, but I think that starts with a C too, doesn't it?
I think so.
Hollywood star, old dancer, but back in the 50s and 60s in movies.
Gene Kelly.
There's one. I was thinking of a guy's last name ends in K. Isn't there a Danny K?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. What's the number one diarrhea medicine? KO pectate. Okay. AOK, if you want to say something. So when I watch those doggone twins, get the bat on the ball. Okay. In tennis, I used to say the worst ball you can hit in tennis is the ball that doesn't go over the net because the player on the other side doesn't have a chance to make any play to make a mistake. So if you can't get the bat on the ball, the infield doesn't have to do anything, the outfield doesn't have to do anything, catcher just throws it around the horn.
Oh, they hear that a lot of time on our team. They don't have to do anything, guys,
Yeah.
if you strike out.
There's nothing you can do. But
They don't have to field, they don't have to throw.
Oh.
They just stand there and watch you whip.
It was just terrible to watch.
Oh, and futile swings.
Okay, I got that K out of my head. Okay.
Eddie Rosario, one game I was watching, he swung at a third strike that was actually above his head. You just don't expect to see that.
But then on the bright side, okay,
Yep.
you got Nunez. What's he batting, about 800? Nunez? I mean, yeah, I bet he's like 795. You got Joe Mauer. Looks like he's got rid of those concussion symptoms. Hey, what's his on-base percentage? All right. And then you saw home run Kim last night hit the fifth longest home run ever in the history of the new stadium, Target Field there. And they talked to RC after the game. He didn't want to talk about his home run. They want to talk about Ho-Hung Kim. But it was funny.
And get to your favorite
Was
pitcher.
Nolasco. I don't know why you don't like the guy, because I like the guy. Hey, they signed him to big bucks, and finally he's paying dividends.
Oh, yeah, he's paying dividends. He's 1-1 already.
Well, the starting pitching's been okay.
He's got half our wins already,
Yeah,
right,
yes,
Teddy?
Yes. But you look at it, God, they put Perkins on the DL. You got Jeffson's not doing what he did last year. You got Trevor May still looks like he's mad. He's pouting in the bullpen. And what is that, Hodad or whatever, the guy that who's the guy that kept the left-hander?
Oh, they got
Had it.
some
Well,
great
yeah, but
names
he
in
was
there.
good.
Yeah.
Then he's now on a funeral leave or something. And his grandmother died. So the bullpen's in a disarray. Other than that,
But they're coming.
hey, it's not how you start.
That's
How you
right.
finish. Okay.
Anything else you got, big hitter?
Well, let's see. Man, I got that K off my chest. Oh, I got a song. Okay.
Okay, let's
All
have it.
right. I was thinking about the K. All right. K, Bobe, banana, fana, fofe, fee, fi, mome. K, name, game. Coogie, boogie, banana, fana, fofugi, fee, fi, momugi, coogie. Let's do Andy, bobendi, banana, fana, fofendi, fee, fi, momendi. Let's do Hudson, bo Hudson, banana, po Hudson, bee, fi, po Hudson, the end.
Hudson just gave you a look from the
You're
floor
like,
like,
that's
what are you doing?
That's the worst I've ever heard.
The highlight of the show.
Hey,
That'll
Dave.
do it for this week's show. Thanks to Steve and Hudson for producing once again. Thanks for my right-hand man, Theodore Ted
Let's
Hammond.
get Hayford here, get some excitement. Banana,
And thanks to you for watching, and if we're all alive, we'll be back next week.
Cookie, boogie, banana, foo,